Hello and welcome to a new season of the Dressing Room Debrief. And this season is shaping up to be a good one. And I never thought I'd say that after the end of last season, how abysmal it was. But Chelsea played Liverpool in the opening game of the 2023-24 season. And yeah, the contrast is completely different. I'm actually excited since Pochettino's come in and the signings that we made, I think, have been class. We're a very young squad. We've got players that are hungry, want to be here. We've got rid of all that deadwood, which I kept saying last season, which is great. Players clearly want to be here, and it was interesting on Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO podcast that Lampard actually came out and said half the players didn't want to be there, and it's hard to motivate players that knew that they were moving on next season, which says it all and explains a lot about last season. But yeah, the difference, I was actually buzzing to be back at the Bridge on Sunday compared to the slog of the second half of, or mostly actually, of last season going to games. And yeah, it's brilliant because it's exciting to go to games again. And West Ham Sunday, I can't wait. And and it's exciting to watch Chelsea in a moment because Pochettino's style of play and his branding of football that he's brought in with his ideas is really refreshing to see. And he talks of a winner in his press conferences, in his interviews, and it's really refreshing after hearing Graham Potter sort of say, Southampton played well when they're bottom of the league, and they beat us at Stamford Bridge, and we got to keep going or whatever it was. He'd say that's not what's required of a Chelsea manager. Um, I thought that the team in pre-season looked quite good. They look sharp. We actually look like we've got a sort of branded style of football now where we actually look like we know what we're doing. And it's very high octane, high press, quick moving football, which I love. Although at the start, the first 20, 30 minutes, Liverpool dominated us, I thought, the weekend. I thought we looked nervy. We looked a bit like we didn't know what was going on. Conor Gallagher looked like he was a bit lost in DM because normally he plays a bit further forward. But then after that 30 minutes, obviously the Salah goal was big in it being offside because if that goes in, it's a completely different outlet, different game. But yeah, I thought the second half, Gallagher really picked up and was actually really good. I was really impressed with him, how he sort of adapted to the defensive midfield role. I thought Enzo Fernandez was unreal. And I thought in general, we were unlucky. I think we should have won. I thought we had chances to win and we dominated the second half. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez, we're really starting to see why we paid that much money for him now. I don't think any player's worth over 100 mil, unless you're like the Mbappe's, the Haalands, but that's the way football's going now, that to get the players, you're going to have to pay these prices, unfortunately. And I'm not saying that I love to see us spending all this money, but that's what you've got to do to get the talent in. And Enzo, I think this year he's really going to flourish, particularly now that it looks like we're going to sign Lavia as well as Casado. And I think them two in defensive midfield will not only protect the back five or back four or back three, they will let Enzo Fernandez go further forward. And I think that's where he'll flourish. He might get a few goals, but he'll also be dominating on assists. I think he'll get a lot of assists this season by having a proper defensive midfielder behind him. I thought the defence was really well considering we had the Sarzi, who I don't think was in Cobham for a week, and I think he stepped up really well. I think Sanchez stepped up really well last minute as we sold Kepa on loan, having just come into the club as well. I thought Colwill played well as well. I think they both grew into the game after the shaky start that the whole team had, and I think all these young centre backs we've got playing next to Thiago Silva, having that sort of comfort blanket, I suppose, with them, who knows what they're doing, who's got the experience, I think is great at the moment. And I think just one month shy of 39 years of age, I think he's just, the top dog. I think he's class. Thiago Silva's unreal, and I'm really excited about our squad depth at the back now because we've obviously got Badiashile and Fofana to come back after their injuries. We've obviously got Chalobah, as well as the guys that played. And yeah, I think Pochettino, we played really good attacking style of football. And I thought we were unlucky to win. I thought Nicholas Jackson's a breath of fresh air, and I think he's going to be the striker. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how he does this year because I think he's going to be the striker that ends our sort of Goldrow and our striker woes. I think he looked really promising. I thought he had excellent hold-up play. I thought he also had the other side of the game to him where he's willing to make runs in behind, pull off the shoulder of the defender. He's good on the ball. He's quick. Although he should have scored, I think, that chance in the first half when he blazed it over the bar. I thought apart from that, he's been really well. I thought the two maybe negatives as well was when I was watching it was that Chilwell and James came off towards the end, but luckily Poch just said that he's managing their minutes because given their injury history, which is good to see. So that's great because I think our system again heavily relies on the two wing backs. And if they get injured, although we've got Malo Gusto now, who's good, who had a good pre-season, and we've got Maatsen and others that can play in that left wing back, but Chilwell and James are just two world-class wing backs, so we need to keep them fit if we're going to do well this season, get in top four and challenge on the trophy front, to be honest. As for how I think we're going to do this season, I think we're just going to either sneak into the top four or finish shy by finishing fifth. And I do think we might win either the League Cup or the FA Cup. But you never know with injuries and everything like that. It's gutting to not have Nkuku fit and available because him and Nicholas Jackson are a really good partnership in pre-season, but he won't be back until January. So hopefully this buzz can keep going and we really see a big improvement from the Chelsea.